So the argument over ransom payments has been a difficult one over years, including in the United States. Remember, there was a hostage taken by ISIS years ago, James Foley. His parents were actually threatened by the U.S. government not to pay ransoms. That sparked a whole change in policy after that fact. Is that debate also strongly being waged in Nigeria?
Yes, of course it is. And it is so because the story of kidnapping in this country has a long history. And most of the kidnappings or kidnapped persons that have been abducted or taken forcefully unwilling from their places of abode or on the road are still not solved. A lot of people are in abduction. So people are, and then relatives and families, relations and families want their people back. So sometimes, even if the government insists that people should not pay, or government, nobody should pay ransom, families who are seeing example of people who have been abducted or kidnapped that have spent 8 years, 5 years, and nothing is done, they will disagree. They will find a way to pay and get their people back. So we have to see an effective reaction from government to complement the law. Otherwise, the law against payment of ransom will still be violated.
Yeah, I mean,
Discreetly or in some form.
Yeah, there's a very strong argument to be made on each side. And because nobody really knows the seriousness of the abductors, nobody knows the outcome ahead of time. But there was a study done a few years ago, 2017, in the United States that showed that in countries where they have policies against paying ransoms in place, not only did it not decrease the rate of abductions, it actually increased the likelihood that those hostages would be killed. Now, they only looked at Western hostages. Is there a reason to believe in Nigeria that the opposite is true, that if you don't pay ransoms, that the kidnappings will actually decrease?
I'm not too sure about that because, like I said, the government needs to show responsibility by, if they can rescue one or two of those abducted persons, it gives confidence and trust. So people will now not pay ransom. But so long as that is not so, is not being done, government will unwillingly, and even citizens and people will find themselves unwittingly as financiers of the escalation of these kidnappings and so forth and so on. So that is the argument. They say if you want to introduce a law to punish ransom payment, show us that you have capacity to to secure the release of those who are in custody. So, like I mentioned, some have been there for 8 years. So the argument on the street and in most of Nigeria is, how do we have the law complement the role of the security services and intelligence services in the country?
Right. All right. Good discussion. Mike Omeri, great to have you on the show.